Welcome to Big Pick 4, where you get the best pick for our NFL Sunday games, comprised of the Big O, Big D, and Big B guarantees, and the pesky Eskin Stone Cold Mortal Lock. So the Week 5 recap was a 3 wins, 1 push for the week, with the Big B Buru not being undefeated anymore. Signing in for a push. Tennessee Buffalo picking Tennessee. Nobody could have won that game. We just want to mention the Buru is out picking up garbage off of a football field for free. Something he's good at.
No, he isn't.
I actually thought of a great job for him. I was watching the video of the immigrants trying to cross the border into Ukraine, and seeing the one journalist with a camera tripping the immigrants and filming simultaneously. So I'm starting a GoFundMe for Brian the Buru. We're going to put him down on the Mexican border with a camera so he can not only film the violators coming across the border, but also try to trip them. So I thought
that lady got fired for that.
Well, no, this is going to be his full-time job. He'll go down there and work with the what do the border guys call themselves? The
Minutemen.
The Minutemen. Yeah, he'll be working with the Minutemen, filming the immigrants jumping the fence, but also trying to trip them.
See, I disagree, because it means he has to do 2 things. He has to spend the whole day on his feet, which he doesn't like doing, and he has to carry a camera around his hands. He can't carry things in his fingers. His fingers get hurt very easily.
I forgot he's also not very technically inclined, so he probably wouldn't make the world's... Never mind. All right, we'll have to find someone else for the job.
Remember he broke the camera at the high school last year?
He broke the video camera, and then he didn't know how to put it away. Got all pissed off. So recapping Week 5, any comments? We had my win, actually the Big B and the Big D, Big O and Big D winning on big covers with Green Bay and New England. New England being the big blowout, and then the pesky Eskin calling that the Big Red Tomato would fail again. Over there, they're blowing up in KC right now. So, good call there. All right. So, anything else on the recap Week 5?
Yeah, I think Brian would want you to mention this on his behalf. He feels a little bit of Oakland Gate redux here, because when the original line was for the Tennessee and whatever how it was Buffalo game, I think it was 2 or 2.5, and that's what that pick was based on. And for some reason, right before the show, it changed to a 1, so he felt kind of screwed out of that one.
Well, and it stayed a 1 until game time, so
yeah. So
the rule is at showtime. If we had done the show earlier, I would have given him the 2. But
hey,
you and I won our picks by 3 to 20 points. So the Buru can cry. We'll get him a crying towel. Because he can't pick,
That's
within
right.
1 point of a cover.
He gets the anchor music this week.
No, you do, because you're still the team anchor at 3-2. So you're still you still get the anchor, the boat anchor, the boat anchor award until you can beat either the Big O or the Big B. Then you'll be the boat anchor. Yeah. So you're. Overall, the Big Pick 4 is a 70% win rate, so we're doing pretty well. Even counting that push, we're 70% on the season, 14, 1 and 5.
Cool, you get the research before the games come out, so you can cheat and make bets.
Hey, We're all going to make bets. We're all going to win. I just want, if I'm going to do a parlay, I'd much rather pick 4 or 5 games than try to pick a whole lineup for a dumbass fantasy team.
Yeah.
When you do the math, once you get to, let's just say probability of picking 5 events correctly. So going 5-0, right? Statistically, probability is about 3%. That's assuming the odds are even on either side, not even, weighted one side or the other. That's just, guessing a coin flip, 5 times in a row. Your odds are about 3% of doing 5-0. Okay, so how many slots on a fantasy team?
Depends.
Well, I know I'm not saying I know there's exceptions, but if you just do the default setting, non PPR and all that bullshit.
Well, no, that's just for statistics.
No, I realize that, but on a default setting on a fantasy team, how many slots are there?
I'm looking right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You start 9.
Right.
That's including a kicker and a defense. You start 9 active players.
So let me tell you something, folks. Your odds of picking one game correctly and your odds of being the DraftKings $1 million winner, if you're not a total math dunce, you'll realize that you're much better off learning how to pick one game or at least a 4 to 5 team parlay. I'll give you in NCAA football, it might be more like a 10-game parlay because you can pick 4 NCAA football wins on any given weekend, but you're gonna be at like a minus 1,200. Bet 1,200 to win $1, and who the hell can do that? So, but you get up to 10, you're gonna get a decent parlay on NCAA. Same with like a 5 on football. So you can do a big pick 4, take our 4 picks. We have gone 4-0 once this season, right? So you throw a pick on top of that, you go a 5-way parlay. Those odds are much better than trying to be a DraftKings or a FanDuel superstar.
Well, do you understand how that FanDuel stuff works?
Sure, I do. I understand the odds are stacked against you, and if you want to win a lot of money, you're better off taking your money elsewhere.
Sure. But you also have to understand that everyone can pick from the same pool of players. It's not like standard fantasy football where I have my team, someone else has their team, and they're different players.
Absolutely.
Everyone picks the same guys.
Absolutely, but if you look at if you got a small group of guys and it's winner take all or something, I mean that's fine. But if you look at the stuff they're advertising, a small pool of guys is not going to generate $1 million payout. Okay, it's just not. So if you look at the shit they're advertising where they say there's going to be a huge payout, gazillion dollars. And I've done it, Dan. I've gone on there and picked a dream team for 1 week. And then out of the, 50,000 or 100,000 players that play, you end up being number, 50,500. And then you say, that's bullshit. Who won this thing, right? And you look at the winning team, right? Nobody within their right mind would have ever picked that team. Look at the team that won. Analyze the team. People off the bench that have never played a game. So, I think the whole thing's bullshit. I think that the companies are probably auto-generating teams that miraculously win the big pots, and then they throw the dog a bone once in a while and let a Joe on the street win something, And like you say, they're already up for playing on each other's websites with insider information. So the whole thing is a joke.
Did you see what happened with that guy who did that, the insider trading guy?
No.
He picked a team. I think a guy worked for DraftKings, picked a team for FanDuel, and then he bet money on it, and he won $350,000 because he had the data before everyone else does about who's playing and
by the way, Vegas has now shut down FanDuel and DraftKings.
Yes, they have. They want them to get gambling licenses.
So you wonder if that's the beginning of the domino effect. Right.
Yeah, well, 2 a senator and a congressman from New Jersey won Congress to open up an investigation into these people.
So as I was saying, you're better off going to my website, winduel.com or betsides.com. It's actually betsides.com. But if you go to winduel.com, you'll be directed. And the cool thing I did set up this week is a 5-pick parlay for NFL. Straight up, pick 5 winners, win $50. The buy-in is $5. Okay, so you buy it's a proposition, right? You buy a chance for $5. If you pick 5 wins for NFL, as long as you're not picking a game that has already been played or a team that's on a bye week, if you're that dumb, or a game that has already started. No, you pick 5 games that have not been played yet. You put in $5 of Bitcoin, which is not federally regulated currency. You put in $5 of Bitcoin, and you will receive $50 worth of Bitcoin as a payout at betsides.com. So that's what I put up. And then I'm working on a 10-game NCAA football parlay. So it's going to be the same thing. 10 straight up NCAA football picks. Buy in $5 worth of Bitcoin and pay out $50 worth of Bitcoin. But that NCAA football, what you quickly realize is 5 of them are going to be gimmies. Okay? So you're really, after you pluck off the minus 7,000 odds and the minus 1,200 and the minus 1,500, like whoever's playing Toledo this week, I forget who it is.
Toledo.
And I mean, it was like a minus 2,000 cover or some bullshit. I mean, yeah, you're going to win those, but still, by the time you get down to number 6, 7, 8, you're going to be picking legitimate teams that could lose. Like right now, Ole Miss is losing to Memphis, the 13th ranked team that barely beat USF, right? So, it's still not going to be that easy to pick 10, but it's not that hard either if you know what the hell you're doing. So that's how that's going to work. So betsides.com, it's official sponsor of Big Pick 4.
Yeah.
I also have, with the betsides.com, also have multi-language support. So if you only understand Chinese, you can get on there as well. Change the currencies, Australian, whatever currency you choose, the yen. I didn't put the peso on there though.
You don't take pesos?
No, we don't take pesos.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we only take Bitcoin or other type of cryptocurrency, but you can convert it so that you can understand in your own language, how much is at stake here in terms of the cryptocurrency.
Well, good luck with that.
The Big O, Week 6 NFL, coming off a 3-1 record and a win off of Green Bay, big cover last week, is, again, your love train, the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers to cover again on a big spread. Second home game in a row with the San Diego Rivers coming into Lambeau. The whole team is based around Phil Rivers, which we know, accounting for over 75% of the team's offensive yardage, coming in against the Packers defense, which is second in the NFL in sacks. Hello, Rivers. And interceptions. Hello, Rivers. They've also held opponents to 16.2 points per game. Good for the third fewest in the NFL. So with all the talk around the Aaron Rodgers, the Aaron Rodgers phenomena, what do they call it? The Aaron Rodgers, we got to come up with a name with that. The Aaron Rodgers worship.
Experience?
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. The Aaron Rodgers experience. There's not been enough talk about the fantastic Packers defense. Like I said, they had easily covered the spread last week against who'd they play?
St. Louis.
St. Louis Rams. What?
Yes.
Cardinals.
They killed them.
Yeah, the Rams. Yeah.
Yeah, they've only been there for 20 years. Nick Foles was held to 11 for 30 passing in that game with 3 turnovers.
Oh, man. Big Danny D guarantee, week 6, coming off a 3-2 record, still maintaining his title as a team boat anchor. Let's have the week 6 Danny D guarantee.
Well, hopefully I won't be the boat anchor much longer. But anyway, I did no analysis last week and it worked, so I'm going with it again this week. Taking Minnesota minus 3.5 at home against Kansas City. Minnesota's coming off a bye after a tough loss at Denver. Kansas City has been awful this season. They won their first game, have lost every game since. I think the Big Tomato started out 9-0 in Kansas City. And I think he's only won 12 games since, starting out 9-0. They've been awful. They lost Jamal Charles last week to a torn ACL. He's gone. Alex Smith has been less than spectacular. They got Jeremy Maclin, and he actually scored a touchdown. He got a touchdown catch by to a receiver, but that's the only one that a receiver's caught, I think, still the whole season. They're just a lousy team. I mean, they lost to the Bears last week. I mean, that was a fantastic pick. That we picked last week that they wouldn't cover against the Bears, and they didn't. They ended up losing outright.
Yeah, the Bears won outright.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. So I have no faith that Kansas City's going to get together. I think the Big Tomato will get fired at the end of the season because he, quite frankly, deserves it. And I like what Minnesota's doing. Adrian Peterson's had a good season so far. Teddy Bridgewater seems to be coming to his own. Their defense at home played really well against Phillip Rivers last time they played. They kicked his ass, had like 8 sacks or something. So I like what's going on there. So I'm taking Minnesota minus 3.5 at home.
Adrian Peterson's not trying to be traded still?
Nope, he's not trying to be traded. He's not beating up people with baseball bats. He's just,
is he using his switches at all?
No, he's being a good boy, and he's played really well. So, and it's outside in the elements in Minneapolis because their new stadium isn't ready yet.
What stadium are they playing at?
The University of Minnesota football team stadium.
What are they, the Wolverines or something?
No, they're the Gophers.
The Gophers.
Yes. Wolverines are Michigan.
Well, but they don't have a trademark on Wolverine. You know.
No, but generally speaking, most colleges don't have the same names for their teams.
Well, they could be the Vikettes.
But they were there first, before the Vikings. They had about 45 seasons on them.
Well, why is it that the Buffalo University is called the Buffalo Bulls? Is there any coincidence there? The Buffalo Bills, the Buffalo Bulls?
Are they really called the Bulls? I thought they were called something else.
Yep, no, they're the Buffalo Bulls.
I guess maybe they're just not very creative in Buffalo.
I know that because I'm up to Team 20 on entering 128 NCAA football teams in my database. I also never knew there were some Akron Zips apparently in Division I.
Yes.
The Akron Zips.
Yep, Akron Zips.
What are they zipping? I'm not sure.
I don't know. They had to come up with something. That's why the only team only has one name. They ran out of names, so they get teams like the Zips. The Terrapins? I mean, come on, man. The Temple Owls?
Yeah, the Owls. Oh.
Hey, they're 5-0.
Fearsome.
That's right.
Ever since they booted Cosby off the board, they've been doing well.
That's right. They're playing UCF tonight.
Oh, are they? Nice.
Yeah.
I saw USF is beating. Who the hell are they playing? They're. Where the hell are they at? They're somewhere. Beating somebody. Oh, UConn. They're beating UConn.
Ooh, that's a powerhouse.
All right, so that's the Danny D. Are you?
The big Brewers mulligan of the week is another gut pick. He's going with the New England Patriots minus 10 on the road at Indianapolis. The old gut tells him that this is going to be a big-time revenge game for Tom Brady. He wants to shove it to the Colts for throwing them under the bus for the deflation of football.
Right?
Yeah. So he thinks New England's going to put up like 50 points in this game. He thinks that even if they have like 60, that they'll just play as far until the other team just gives up and goes away.
I think they should overinflate the balls this time. Just make them like balloons. Still beat them. Pesky Eskin Stone Cold Mortal Lock, Week 6. Let's have it.
We have Tennessee -1 at home in Miami. Miami's coming off a bye after their disastrous trip to England, where after their coach, Regis Philbin, their coach, got fired. They replaced him with the tight end coach, of all people, who's never been a coordinator or anything in his entire career. Then they fired a defensive coordinator and took the secondary coach, made him the defensive coordinator, and it's going to be a big week. Tannehill was caught yelling at the practice squad players, and Dominic Sue doesn't really care. He's just there for money. It's a mess. The owners all stuff.
He played really well right before his contract year, didn't he?
Yes, he did. But that's what happens with Miami. This seems to be like a thing with them.
But didn't Buffalo pick up who's the racist lineman?
Yeah, no, he was a bully, incognito.
Yeah, didn't Buffalo pick him up?
But anyway, we thought
he wasn't a bully, but I thought he was a bully racist. He was just a bully.
I don't think he's a racist.
I thought he had racist.
No, he was just a dick. I don't think he was racist.
Then he crashed his Maserati after getting spent with the team.
So anyway, we're taking Miami. Brian is in love with Marcus Mariota. I think they're going to go to Hawaii and get married after the season's over.
But become one of his fake online girlfriends, like they duped Notre Dame kid. He could go rob a girl's profile and start contacting him online.
Oh, there's a different story. I can tell during the show about Brian and online profiles. Let's see if that's faster. Anyway, we want to go with Tennessee. It's a small spread. Watch this, I'll push again. But anyway, Miami stinks. They're total disarray.
You're at 1 and a hook on that, right?
No, we had 1. Could it change?
Yeah, it's 1.5 now.
All right, whatever. 1.5. I'm not going to cry like Brian.
You're not going to take the mulligan next week because of that?
Yeah, I'll take a mulligan if it doesn't work. So it'll be all on Brian. His gut told him wrong. Despite rubbing it for a while and putting some nice oil and
he lives in a perfect world where lines are issued and they never change up until game time. I'm not sure which planet he's from, but it's 1.5 now. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to get the FBI to investigate that, and maybe NASA.
That's a conspiracy. How dare them change the spread after issuing it?
Well, he's big into conspiracy theories. He believes that Joe Buck and Tim McCarver pick who's going to be in the World Series every year. He thinks they sit in a room, they see who the biggest markets are who are making the playoffs, and then those teams make the World Series.
So was there any contact between them and the maker of the Back to the Future 2 movie back in '89?
I know. Are you going to reprise your role for Doc Brown?
That's right.
Yeah,
no, you don't know what aren't you getting what I'm alluding to? That the Back to the Future 2 in which came out in 1989 has a scene where the Cubs win the 2015 World Series.
Yeah, they win it, but it's supposed to be on Wednesday when they win. But they're not. The World Series won't start till the 27th.
Are you talking about the movie or the real
movie?
Thing?
Yeah, the movie would be October 21st, 2015, which would be Wednesday. They're supposed to win the World Series. But
he's showing the boys his love.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, put that up to the screen again. Here's Brian's Halloween costume. Hold it up to the screen again. This is Brian's Halloween costume. Can you imagine how creeped out that kid must feel, knowing what's going to happen in the showers after the game?
I mean, how about the other kid here sitting in front of him? You have the kid behind him and the kid in front too.
He's just making sure his hips are lined up correctly. In all my years of playing Pee Wee football, I never once had a coach grab me by the waist like that from behind for any reason. There was nothing to teach that involved a coach grabbing you from the behind. Oh my God.
Oh, this is a good one.
This is Brian's Halloween costume. Ped. His foundation to help the boys. Ped. I bet he took a lot of vacations to Taiwan and South America. What is the bear saying? What does it say? Ride? What's it say on the bear?
Rotten jail, Jerry.
Nice. So recapping the big pick 4, week 6 picks. Big O, Green Bay, big cover. Home at Lambeau against the Chargers. Big D, trying to not be the team Boneacre. Slim cover, 3 and a hook. At home against the big red tomatoes, I mean. I forget who the tunas is. Oh, that was
Parcells.
Parcells. Yeah, the big red tomatoes coming in to Minnesota to lose another game by more than 3.5. The Deflategate replay. Big B is covering down on that at 7 and a hook. At Indy.
Man, I thought it was 10.
What?
Is it down to 7 and a hook?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Let me check that and verify that. New England, week 6, NFL. New England, 7.5.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So he should be happy about that, right? No excuses.
Yeah.
You can't take a mulligan on that.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Can't take a mulligan.
Then the pesky Stone Cold Morlock being the Tennessee 1 and a hook at home against the fearsome Finns of Miami, Florida. Who's the quarterback for the Finns?
Ryan Tannehill. It's not Dan Marino. It's not Jay Fiedler.
It's not Bob Greasy.
Lucas.
It's not Bob Greasy?
Not Bob Greasy. It's not Earl Morrow or any of those guys. It's Ryan.
What about Brian Greasy?
No, it's not Brian Greasy. Who ended his career when he tripped over a dog. It's Ryan Tannehill.
What dog did he trip over?
I forget. He tripped over a dog in his driveway and he got hurt.
Wow. So he and Tebow ought to be the dream team now, right, for analysts?
Oh, my God. Yeah, apparently.
Well, maybe Greasy can go be the QB coach for Harbaugh up in the big house.
I'm sure he already has one. I think the other guy would rather be on TV. It's an easier job. You show up 12 weeks a year and you go home.
How about that Harbaugh up in Michigan, eh?
Yeah, they've won 5 straight since losing their first game.
Kicking ass. They might. They're playing the rivalry today. I don't know if it's going on already or already been played or where that's at, but good for them. So as always,
score
with
Big Pick 4.
No, that's my other task for today is I'm trying to enter in all 128 college football teams. I'm down to, I think, like BYU, one of those.
Just Division I programs?
Yeah, God. Isn't 128 enough? For Christ's sake.
Yeah, if you're betting on Division II or Division III, you have some real problems.
That's like betting on, Bundesliga for soccer, which the thing's so corrupt.
Oh, get out of here.
Every game is bought and paid for prior to the damn thing happening. You only have to buy off a goalie or a couple of key players on the other on a team.
I know when it goes down in Italy in Serie A.
Oh no! But beyond Premier League, try to bet on that shit. The players don't earn enough money, so they're so what do you call it, vulnerable to corruption that it's not every game, man. But you know, the bettors out there, they're gonna buy off a couple games. All they gotta do is, it's almost like boxing. All they gotta do is buy off the whole game.
You can buy off maybe the defenders, maybe buy off a referee.
You know, but my point is, you don't have to buy off the whole team.
No,
You buy off a couple of key players and say, look, I don't care if it's win, loss, or draw. You say whatever you do, don't win. You can draw, you know, but whatever you do, don't win.
But
so it doesn't even look that bad if you pull a draw and everybody's action is on a well, I guess you have to pull it. You have to bet on the draw. You couldn't still win.
I mean, well, think about this. There's been scandals in Italy and Brazil, I think. But look at the governing body for soccer in the whole world, FIFA. They're as corrupt as anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would not, like, even on websites.com, I would not put anything up there around, for me, Premier League. I think Premier League is like the NFL. Once you get below even Premier League,